Hi there. As we conclude this week, let's talk about ageism. Oops. But that should be an interesting subject to talk about, isn't it? Truth be told, while no hiring manager or HRM will ever confess to this, it is a fact that ageism is one of the best kept secrets in most organizations, far underreported than sexism, racism, bullying, or sexual harassment. And while most companies have nice slogans that condemn discrimination of any sort, the fact remains that they do ignore and sometimes they also encourage ageism. In this video today, let us examine why companies and their leadership do this. And then let us also introspect why this could be stupid and dangerous, and why this is perhaps the major reason why most companies sooner or later start struggling to get successful in the first place or to remain successful in the long run. Let's get into it. So 5 reasons why companies and their leadership put money on young guns. Number 1, energy and vitality. Youth is beautiful, overflowing with health and enthusiasm, dreams and desires, hormones and hunger. And it comes with a long runway, giving you length, flexibility, and a wider sample size to play your options, isn't it? Number 2, trainable and impressionable. A younger person is intellectually malleable and philosophically impressionable. It is easy to get a buy-in from a younger person and to mold them to your vision. Number 3, they are vulnerable to ego needs. A young mind, no matter how sharp it is often enamored by form, a flashy job title, a sexy sounding stretch assignment, a swankier office, an overseas project, etc. Number 4, comfort with technology. Quick learners and easy adapters of new technology. Youth is an asset when it comes to work with tools and tackles, graphs and charts, the necessary evils of the modern workplace. Number 5, easier to manage. As the pyramid gets narrower for the handful of senior citizens surviving at the top, it is simpler to control a younger workforce, higher on aspiration and can-do, rather than surrounding themselves with their own peer group, who might be skeptical of their style and who could ask uncomfortable questions that they wish to avoid. Now, let us see 5 things that companies and their leadership are missing out because of this myopia. Number 1, worldview. Not every employee with 20 years of work experience brings 1 year of experience recycled 20 times over. There are people in your workforce who have worked and delivered results across industries and geographies, having navigated challenges of cultural nuances, and they have reached a point of equilibrium in their careers where they can pick up any assignment and hit the ground running, guided by an instinct and a worldview that cannot be taught in any university, but which only comes with the hard knocks of real life. By failing to tap into this worldview, you are setting yourself up for disaster whenever it comes knocking, and it often will. Number 2, network. Your older workforce, by sheer virtue of their years on the grind, are sitting on a huge network of ex-colleagues, friends, clients, and competitor-turned-friends, assembled over the years and which comprise of some of the brightest men and women from the past 2 to 3 decades of the professional world. By snubbing your senior employees, you are severely limiting your access to the rewards of their professional and personal networks. Have you ever thought about this? Number 3, Zen. The 40s and the 50s are perhaps the most refined decades as far as our mental faculties are concerned. No longer blinded by passion and aggression alone, there is a certain calm that sets in which knows the battles to pick and the ones to let go. And there is this ability to see farther into sunsets now, which means to think beyond the obvious and to sense beyond the visible horizon only. Number 4, wisdom of cycles. Yin and yang, crest and trough, high and low. Life follows cycles of success, failure, and sometimes extended periods of lull. People with 20 or more years on their CVs have lived through quite a few such cycles. They know the score well enough to not to take any success at face value or for granted, nor do they take any failure as a judgment or as final. They understand that whether it is success or it's failure, it will eventually pass. And they have the maturity to plan beyond linear success and failure scorecards alone. If you cannot be part of their plan, the loss is yours, dear leader. Number 5, fight. As one of my favorite sayings goes, what counts is not necessarily the size of the dog in the fight, but it is the size of the fight in the dog. If youth is about the size of the dog in the fight, maturity is about the size of the fight in the dog. It is foolish to assume that men and women in their 40s and 50s have become fossils and they have no fight left in them. This video is being made by a middle-aged person who can out-work out most 20-year-olds in the gym and who has more curiosity, more energy, and more drive today than what he ever had in his 20s and in his 30s. By the way, he also has 4 out of his 6 packs still left. That was on a cheekier side. Pardon me for that. I couldn't resist that. Van Gogh, Picasso, and Sylvia Plath, they delivered their best work early on. On the other hand, Michelangelo, Robert Frost, and Alfred Hitchcock peaked much later in life. We spend about 35 years of our useful life in a professional career. Yet, why do we have such a bias towards the first 20 and such an apathy towards the last 15? Which could be the richest years for many of us who might have reached a perfect blend of drive, maturity, and experience, but who don't get a chance simply because they didn't peak early on. Or sometimes they might have peaked early on, but they hit a plateau sometime midway. In our relentless obsession with youth, are we missing out the best among the rest? Did you like this video? Hi, my name is Ayan Banerjee. I am the author of 4 books containing standalone articles and anecdotes like this, which sit on overlapping boundaries of work and life of an every person like you and me. My books are available on Amazon in your country. Would you consider checking them out for yourself or consider gifting them to a friend or a colleague for a breezy weekend read? Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great weekend ahead.